Over the next 2 days, I'm going to be starting and finishing another giant tattoo. But before I show you the design, let me first run you through and take you back to about 4 months ago so you can find out why this tattoo only costs £10. For the last 2 years, I've been hosting Christmas raffles where you buy a ticket and you can win a tattoo appointment with me up to a certain amount of money, which is based on the time that I would charge for if I was doing a tattoo regularly. The first year that we done it, I gave away £1,000, and my client, who was already booked in with me for a pretty big project, ended up winning enough money to get his tattoo finished for free. Now for the Christmas just gone, I've had a few more of you guys that have been following my journey, so I decided that I'm going to double the prize money. This time I gave away £2,000. Well, that was the plan anyway. As you'll find out later in the video, I actually ended up doing a tattoo that was worth a bit more than the £2,000 I had originally promised. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been subscribed and taken part in the raffle, and the only reason that this is possible is because of you guys. So congratulations to Darren for winning the raffle this year and getting your free tattoo from me. Without any further ado, let me show you the design. My client was telling me that all of his tattoos that he has already are in a Japanese traditional style of work. Now, the style that I do, as you know, is color realism, but he said to me, I want to stay within the Japanese theme, so the subject is going to be Japanese. Obviously, you can do it in your style. That's what he's come to me for. And he's given me a lot of creative freedom. But here's his guide that he said to me. So I'm looking for like a good versus evil or light versus dark concept. And he really likes the idea of the demon mask, you know, like the Japanese samurai mask, the demon samurai masks. Anyway, so he's thinking of doing a pretty young Japanese girl at the top with warm colors, some flowers, either peonies or cherry blossoms. And then as we come down, he mentions about doing the mask below and that it's a lot darker, a lot more in the shadows. But that's the general idea. I said, that's fine, that's all I need to know. Leave it with me, just tell me where you want it and I'll be able to do it. And thankfully, he wanted the lower leg. Outside calf, that's my favorite area to work on. As you could tell, I was pretty excited to get that brief come through from the raffle winner. I don't think I could have had a better request for someone who was getting a free tattoo from me. It ended up being such a fun design process from start to finish. As this is a one-off piece and he's not going to be building a full leg sleeve, I wanted to make sure that I framed it really, really nicely, and also that we could nod to the traditional Japanese style. I added these skin gaps and flow and pattern areas, something that's a little bit out of the ordinary for me. By no means am I an expert on Japanese tattoos. Those guys are masters of body anatomy. However, I really love how this has come out, and I think just adding a little element of that to my realism style, I think this whole design has come out really well. I'm so excited to get started. Mate, that is outrageous. I'm a bit jealous, like. And once it's printed off and I get to hold it in my hands in real life, I'm just getting so much more excited seeing how it's gonna wrap around my calf. And honestly, this is not a small tattoo. This is a lot of work to do. Now that my client has seen the design and he loves it, the real work begins. Luckily, the size that I guessed whilst making the design in my iPad actually turned out to be the perfect size for my client, so that saved me a lot of time. All I need to do now is get the line work for the stencil prepared, size it up in Procreate, and then export it so it's ready to print off on my stencil machine. We got lucky for a second time as well. I could get the stencil just about squeezed onto one sheet of paper, so I didn't need to use 2 bits when printing off the stencil like I normally would. 90p savings, thank you very much, I'll take that. Then prepare my client's skin by shaving his leg, using alcohol to cleanse it, and then scrumpling up the paper, that way it can mold easily around his leg and getting it ready to stick on. Hopefully we get this first try. And that to me sits perfectly. We've got no margins on either side. It fills up the whole area. This is going to be a real statement piece. Now, we got a slight smudge on the face, but I'm not too worried about that because I know that today's plan, we're going to be starting with the mask and we're going to be working on the face tomorrow, so I can just re-stick it on. Let's get the colors ready and get started. So I intentionally kept the color palette for this whole tattoo design really simple. Except for the face, I wanted the main focus to be my two favourite colours, red and blue. And these two in particular I just absolutely love. I've been choosing to reuse them quite a lot lately, and I feel like it's becoming a bit of a signature of mine, as well as the orange and the yellow, so pretty much a primary palette today that we've got. I added a couple of shades of brown as well, just to help speed up the mixing process whilst working on the mask, but keeping it simple because I want this tattoo to be super bright. And the game begins. Getting started by working on all of the outline first. And yes, there are still outlines in realism tattooing. So I like to throw those down first, that way I don't have to worry about the stencil so much. Because as you can tell, this stencil is not my best work. I think I may have put a bit too much of the stuff on and it smudged quite a bit, and then possibly didn't leave it to dry for long enough. You can see it's a little bit blurry, but it doesn't matter. It's good enough for me to work from. This is where experience really helps. This is something that I used to massively overlook. For the first few years of my career, I always used to think, well, in realism there is no outlines, so I shouldn't be putting outlines in my work. But as I've grown to learn, that is just really far from the truth. Tattoos, it's not like painting or drawing. As much as the same sort of principles apply, we are dealing with the skin, and the skin has to go through a healing process. And I've just found that by putting in outlines and having a strong foundation to build the colours from, it's just going to last so much longer through the healing process and also look a lot cleaner and neater. So what I used to do was just start from the bottom and work up like a printer, putting in all the colours as I go, not really doing any outlines. My method is something that I've really refined over the years, and I seem to have just gone back to the more traditional way of tattooing. Even though that's something that I've never actually specialised in, and it's not the way that I was taught, I found that these old ways sometimes are the best ways, and outline first and then going back in with the colour. We're about 1 hour in and we're going pretty well so far. Flying through it today, to be honest. Skin is good. Before I finish this, I'm going to start working on this pattern section. I'm going to aim to have all of this finished, maybe some of the flowers, and then tomorrow face and this. See how we go, see how the day takes us. I'm now at a point where all of the structure and foundation is done for everything that I want to achieve by the end of today. All of the black is in there already, so after we've had lunch, all I need to do is go back in and start layering the colour. This is where I really have the most fun. My client, on the other hand, I don't think he's going to enjoy this one. I'm going to be going back over some bits that we were working on a couple hours ago. It might be a little sore. Take another little break. That's that bit done. Now the mask is finished, I am getting so excited for the rest of this project. It is looking so gnarly right now. I really love the little yellow specks that I've put in on the left hand side. It's just making it look that much more like it's glowing with fire, especially in the eyes. final push, just getting the background done up near the pattern on the calf. Hopefully that won't take too long. I'm really feeling a bit tired after putting everything I have into that mask. Luckily, this background is super simple and I can just pack it in really quickly with my big needles. Just looking at my posture as well, it's no surprise why tattoo artists notoriously have terrible back pain. That is not looking good. Alright, that's it for today, mate. Not bad. And day one has been a success. I'm really happy with the standards so far, and I cannot wait to get on that face. It's given me a lot of confidence. His skin is good. It hasn't been bleeding too much. I think tomorrow is just going to be even more fun than today. I'm just going to wrap his leg up in a bandage overnight to keep it safe and protected from any bacteria. And then tomorrow we're going to re-stick on the stencil and hopefully get a much cleaner one and just pick up where we left off. Cool. Yeah, just leave that on. Come as you are. Preparing the stencil for day 2 can be a little bit tricky. What I'm doing here is just cutting off everything that I did yesterday. All the little bits, that way when I go to line it up, it should be a seamless transition. Taking off the pad, I'm just looking to make sure there isn't much swelling, and I think his skin has settled down really nicely. Don't freak out, all that ink is completely normal. That's just the body's way of cleaning itself. Another reason why I choose to use these big bandages, it just keeps everything wrapped up, and that way you don't ruin your bed sheets. I'm going to prepare the skin as normal. Let's see if we can line this up first try. Wish me luck. Yep, that is it. Perfect. Finally, I get to start working on his face. However, I cannot rush this point. I'm super eager, but I know that these are going to be the lightest colors that I'm going to be working with in today's section. All of those skin tones, the peachy, pastel-y colors. I can't rush and finish this face first. Even though that's what I'm really excited to do, I need to get everything else done. So I'm going to be following the same approach that I did yesterday, getting all of the structure down first. I'm going to throw down all of the darkest points in the face just so it's there and I don't rub my stencil. But then I'm going to be jumping around and just getting the outline done for the whole thing yet again. It seems repetitive, but that's just the nature of tattooing. Even though we're doing a different design every day, I'm following the same general rules. We're only around an hour of the way in at the moment, but we know we're off to a great start. Even though only the line work is done in the face, the camera has actually picked up that there is a person there and it's put that little square around her face. So that is a massive compliment, I must admit. We're not even 20% of the way through. At least I know I'm doing something right. Making good progress today yet again. Got the back of the knee done as well. I figured we'd get that out the way early just to save any tears that might come near the end of the day. To be fair, my customer is sitting really well for this piece. He's not fidgeting at all. I've got to respect the commitment. Speaking of commitment, he actually travelled all the way from Derby to get this tattoo, down to Kent where I'm based. I'm super grateful for a lot of my clients, so many of who are travelling from all over the country, getting hotels nearby and turning their tattoo appointment into a bit of a holiday. Some are even travelling from other countries as well, so that is absolutely crazy to think how far people come from my artwork. It's a bit of a surreal experience. And to be fair, if I was getting a tattoo for a tenner, I'd travel pretty far and sit very still as well. I'm purposely keeping these flowers really simple because they're an accessory to the portrait. I'm not looking to take away the focal point from the face. So just focusing on really bright, solid colors and not too many really small details, I think is going to be the right balance to this whole composition. Almost there, mate, just the face. Take a little break. And this is it, the final part of this tattoo. The bit that I've been looking forward to the most. Now, I would be lying if I was saying this wasn't also the bit that I'm the most nervous about. Everything else up until this point has gone so well, and I'm really happy with the progress of this tattoo. But if we mess this up, it's going to completely destroy everything we've already done. But if we nail this portrait, the ticket that my customer bought may be the best £10 he's ever spent in his entire life. Congratulations once again to Darren for winning my Christmas raffle and getting yourself such an awesome tattoo. I'm super happy with this one. It's one of my favorite pieces that I've done. And also thank you to everyone, all of my subscribers who took part in the raffle at Christmas time. Without you, this would not have been possible. I'm thinking we should do more of these, not just at Christmas. The more of you guys who are supporting my journey and taking part, the bigger the prizes can get. We already more than doubled from the year before to this year. And moving forward, I think we can just do bigger and bigger tattoos, or just more complex prizes, not just massive tattoos. We can make it like an all-inclusive trip. I can cover the hotel, travel expenses, things like that. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Let's just see how it goes. So I'm thinking, as we're coming up on 50,000 subscribers, it's the perfect time to do another giveaway. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. As soon as we hit 50,000 subs, I'm going to be announcing the next raffle and what the prize is. But in the meantime, if you like what you see here and you're interested in checking out more of my work, make sure you check out some more of my videos. And if you'd like to book a tattoo with me for yourself, you want to have a consultation, click the link in the description or scan the QR code if you watch on TV and get in touch. We'll chat about your ideas and go from there. Thanks again for watching, and for everyone who took part. We are only getting started. This channel is still small. So much more is going to be happening. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.